Hello, welcome to another video by Dumb Data. In this video, I'll be sharing with you a campaign URL builder that allows you to manage your campaign, UTM strategy, and also manage your team. It supports a lot of team collaboration, and it prevents inconsistency with your UTM strategy. It also allows you to kind of manage your team, easy collaboration. Then also you can view for a particular channel with this campaign URL builder. It also have some unique and advanced feature that helps in URL decoding. So so first of all, with this tool is free to access. All you have to do is come to this URL page, which I'll be sharing with you in this video. You can find if it's on YouTube, you can find it on the description. Then if it's on another social media platform, you can find it in the comment section also. So to access this stuff, is free for you to access. All you have to do is just click on the button, boom, and it takes you to this place. You can make a copy for yourself to start using this beautiful, lovely campaign URL builder management tool. So one thing about this generic campaign URL builders, which you can always find on the internet, is one, they can break your UTM strategy. So let's say, for example, you see that in the first line, everything works fine. In the first cell here, everything looks fine. But on the second one, for example, you can see that I did not add UTME campaign, the UTME campaign ID, the keyword, and the content, but it still generated a URL for me with the UTME with the you can see it here with the UTME term and the UTME content. It does not take into consideration that I didn't provide all this stuff, so they should not be in the URL. So what happens is in Google Analytics or other platform, you might see stuff like not set in your analytics. So this can break your UTME strategy. Since you did not include this, you shouldn't show. Why this is one thing the 2 year allows, this 2 year supports in full time. Then also second part is it doesn't take space into consideration. So for example, you can see in this fourth part of the of the um, of the generic campaign URL builder, when you it doesn't look like a URL unlike the other ones which are URL. So one thing is if I copy this particular UTM tag URL here and I paste it here, if I click enter, it's still not an URL because of this space right here, which you can find here, has actually spoiled everything for you. The space here has spoiled everything here for you. So it does not take into consideration that, oh, when you are creating a space, it's when you're creating a space that it it should encode the space into a URL which is going to be which is understandable by analytics tools and also other browsers. Though by default, Google Chrome and some other browsers converts this into um, space for you. But when you are sharing this within your team, it can also break your UTM strategy. So it does not take space into consideration. It doesn't support in collaboration. For example, I don't know who did this and what time the person created this UTME. But with this tool, you can easily know when this UTME was created and by who. So that is the beauty of this the free one that I will be sharing with you. And also, you can't view your UTME for specific traffic source. So what you're just seeing here is just all your UTME. For you to create a new one, um, start creating a separate tab and separate um, tabs to start viewing. But by default, automatically with this one that I'll be sharing with you, this free campaign URL builder, you can easily see a specific channel, which is here. I'll show you how to do that within seconds. Everything is up and running. Then also, it's not possible to have a naming. It's possible to have naming inconsistency in your analytics if you're using a generic campaign URL builder like this. So, for example, I can type in Facebook. It doesn't check for errors. This can start creating inconsistency with how you name your UTME tags. So now let's jump into this. I'm free to. I'll show you how to access it, how to start making use of it, and also how to make use of this too. So first of all you have to do is come to the URL and you click on button to access the campaign URL builder. So once you click on that, you have to make a copy for yourself. You click on file, then you make a copy for yourself. Then boom, it's going to ask you the name. You can change the name, the folder you want to put it in. When you click on make a copy, then you have a spreadsheet of yours that you can start customizing and start using straight away. So one thing you have to know is that the UTME builder is where you build out your UTME campaigns. The one thing you have to know is that you have to clear all this part here. But anything that says don't touch anything here, please, you don't have to delete anything here. It has formulas that does the automatic and magic for you, so that you can see your ATM. So when you say don't touch anything, please don't touch. And so the automatic date also, please don't touch anything here also. It's automatically generate a date for you when you create a UTME. So for example now, if I delete this part right now, you see it clears automatically. So you don't have to touch anything. Same here, it clears automatically. You don't have to touch. So you have to just clean here for yourself to this part. Please don't touch these two sections. This UTME tagged URL and this date created URL. So you have to just delete that fresh. Then you come to the UTME builder details. This is where you add your UTME source. For example, I can add TikTok here. TikTok. Then you'll be able to see it here when you come. You'll be able to see TikTok here. Then also the UTME builder details. You can add your mediums. Let's say, for example, you want to add influencer or yeah. When you add it, you'll be able to access it from here automatically. So that is it. And also you can add your campaign name, campaign ID. If you also observe, it has a campaign name of a value of campaign name, which is used for Facebook dynamic campaign dynamic URL parameter. And also it has the owner details. Please, when you say don't touch anything, please don't touch anything in that particular column. So if I delete this part, everything clears for here. You can also clear this part if you want to, but let's assume that in my team I have the growth department, I have the analytics department, I have the UI UX department, I have the project manager department. So you can also select if the team member is active or archive. Archive means the person is not with you anymore, or probably they don't need to access this particular spreadsheet anymore. So you can, let's say for example I have a John Doe in my company. Generate details. If it has no email, it tells you it has no email. So if I put in the email, which is, let's say, John Doe at example.com, the emails get added automatically. Let's say I have an Elon Musk in my company. So let's say it's Elon at example.com. So you can see it created automatically, and you can assign the particular department you want them to be in. So you come to the builder details. I've added the traffic source I'll be using in my team, in my marketing, the UTME medium. I've also added that, the campaign names and the campaign ID. I've added all those stuff here. Then all I have to do is just come to this spreadsheet here, then and start building straight away. So let's say I have a URL that I want to build for, which is example.com, and I'll paste it here. Let's say for example I'm John Doe, and I'll select John Doe. Now add in the URL here, which is the landing page URL, which is example.com. Now select the traffic. So let's say I'm doing this on Facebook, and let's say the medium is CPC, and let's say the campaign name is I'm using a dynamic campaign URL, which is campaign name. And also let's say campaign ID is campaign name ID. You can see automatically it has created this because content and keyword are optional, they are not required. So same with the campaign ID, they're also optional. If you want to add, you can. So you see that's generated the URL for me without adding the content, UTME content and UTME keyword. As you can see it here in the generic campaign URL builder. So you can see that without even adding it, I have it automatically. I have a campaign that is clean without the UTME content and UTME keyword. So let's say for example I want to add the UTME content of let's say the keyword is the content is it's image and video. That's the content that I'm using. It decodes the URL automatically. Now if I copy this here and I punch it in here and I click enter, it generate the URL. You can see the space, which is the image and video, is using a %20, which symbolizes space in URLs, URL encoding, sorry. So it symbolizes space. So when it goes into your analytics, it sees it as it transforms into space. So you can see that it decodes the URL automatically without having to break your UTM strategy. So the date is given automatically. Then I know who did this stuff. Let's say, for example, I have another URL which is I'm setting a traffic to the about page. Let's say the about page. Come in here. Let's say I see John Doe. Then I select Facebook, and this time is organic. And let's say the campaign name is example promotion 2022. You can see that it's generated the URL and the date also, and you can see that it encodes the spaces here so that it does not break. Then also you can see that the campaign, let's say I select the campaign ID, it's also added automatically. So you can see how beautiful this stuff is. So let's say I want to create a new one. My name is John Doe, and I have sending them to this particular URL. Then I'm creating for Google, organic, Google, and let's say it's organic. Then let's say no campaign. I want to add no campaign name. I want to add a campaign name. Let's say it's the campaign name is example. Also, it is generated that with the automatic date. So this is just how the two works. Also, let's say I want to create a new one. Also, John Doe. Then I'm sending traffic to example. Then I'm doing Google this time. Then let's say CPC, CPC. Then also let's say example is made up is the name of the campaign, and my keyword here is, let's say, is an SEO keyword. Let's say is summer camp. You can see now. You can see that it does not include UTME keyword, or it does not include UTME content and UTME campaign ID. So you can see how this how dynamic the campaign URL builder is. So let's say, for example, now let's go to the part that says the specific channel tab. So this is where you have to create a specific channel. For example, what is currently running here is a Facebook specific. So you can see all the Facebook you created gets added here automatically. You can see it here, all the Facebook you created to Facebook, which is these two Facebook here, CPC and organic, and you can see them here with all the information about the date, the everything gets added automatically. So let's say, for example, I want to create for Google. You can see that it gives you a note. So if you click here, it says note, paste this formula here, copy the formula to this part, and in the cell A4, which is this cell, change the Facebook in the formula to your preferred campaign source. So this is the Facebook here to your preferred campaign source. I want to copy this and let me create a new one. Let's say I want to create a new one, duplicate it, and let me name it Google. Name it Google. So I'll come in here in the cell A4, which is instruct me to. Now I'll just paste it everything there. Now I'll change this part to Google. Automatically, it pulls in everything you have for Google. You can see it here. So you can see that we have about 3 Googles. You can see it here. We have about 3 Google. So you can see that it pulls in everything for Google. So you can create more and more specific channel you want to view based on your needs, based on your wants, and based on your stuff. So this video is brought to you by Dumb Data. It's a free analytics resources hub where we have free analytics resources from implementation worksheets for you to kind of, there's a campaign URL builder, there's a GA4 implementation worksheet, there's a GA4 event documentation, an analytics inventory tool, PBIC Pro URL builder, a GA4 migration worksheet for you. And also we have listeners for you to track different actions or user interactions with different tools that you use on your website. For example, the HubSpot form, the Optim pop-up, Smart Sub chart, the Optim chart, the Zofim chart, the Crips chart, and so more, and so on and so forth. We have more coming. We have the Drip form, the Elementor form, the Clavio form, the Intercom. We have over 36 plus event listeners, and we'll continue to add more event listeners to this, and more are coming soon. Then also we also have dashboard resources for you. We have a GA4 404 error monitoring dashboard and a GA Universal Analytics 404 error monitoring dashboard. Then also a dashboard for you to not just monitor 404 error, but also for you to manage 404 error. We have more coming for you, a GA4 landing page snapshot report, and a Universal Analytics landing page snapshot report. More is coming on this Universal Analytics, and they're all free for you to access without sparing your email or without giving up your email or sparing a dollar bill. So they are free for you to access. Thank you, and you can find us on our site on YouTube and on LinkedIn also. Thank you very much.